Let's see. Why can't I hear my neighbors? That's crazy. Let's see. Hey, I'm just gonna wait for a couple more minutes to see if everybody can come in. I know like this was very impromptu, but after what happened this evening, I gotta say something. But I'm just gonna keep this live like 30 minutes. Lord. I can't believe you, Divine. Oh, she's still on? Lord have mercy. Oh, once you guys get in, just like the live. Still? Let me put myself on mute real quick. Let me check. Hold on. Okay. Once you guys come in, just please like the live. Divine, I can't wait that long. I can't wait till she's off. Oh Lord. I'm gonna wait till a couple more minutes before everybody gets in. I can't tell y'all what happened tonight. Like, I am not gonna do Uber share anymore. I will only be doing Uber, I guess Uber X or single rides by myself with the Uber driver, because after today, after tonight, that was just too much. I don't know what type of gun it was, but the person that had the gun, wait, can I say gun on here? Yeah. The person that had the gun, I realized that we were probably going to get robbed. My Uber driver and me. But I guess because I was in the car, that's why they didn't rob my Uber driver. But yeah, I'm not doing Uber shares anymore. Oh yes, once you guys, I see it's 8 people. It's just 8. I know this is like super late. I usually try to do it like right after I get out from work or right after I leave the gym, but this is very impromptu, like I said before. Let me see. Who's all in here anyway? Most people will tell me I don't have bush babies. I don't think I have bush babies. I know everybody's probably asleep. Let me see. I'm on 9. Okay. I'm gonna get started. How was everybody's? What's today? Wednesday? How's everybody Wednesday night? Ooh. All right, let me just start. Okay. And y'all, I'm still very, very new of doing StreamYard lives. This is not my thing. I mostly edit all my videos on TikTok. It's just very easy to edit over there than over here. But yes, I'm about to stay cool as a cucumber. Divine Femme, sweetie. You really don't know me like that. But when I found out that you were over in the palace, yes, Queen Sheba's live. I don't care who's getting upset. Yes, I'm naming names. As Butterfly said, this is a public platform. This is not my 9 to 5. So if anything goes down with this channel, it is what it is. I'm not begging for money like these millimeter content creators in their lives daily. Also, my channel isn't monetized, so you all can shove that up your ass about me being on a payroll or trying to make bank. It isn't happening over here. I prefer TikTok over YouTube, okay? Um, it is brain dead. Like after I watched that live, I was so disgusted. But yeah, back to you, Divine. I love your perspective and how you articulate your thoughts. When you went back to the hyena nest, I actually screamed, no, why would you do that? Like I was watching Unpopular Opinions live, and when they were saying like you were over there, I was like, no, what are you doing? Because I knew what was going to happen. I know you enjoy a good debate. Everybody loves a good debate. I sometimes like a good debate, and sometimes I like to be a troll and stir the pot. But I just knew the fallout would happen since you really shook the table for the I guess these past few days. Like the cult has been like really watching you for days, and I knew they will come after you eventually. Hi, is your name Aisha? Aisha. Hi. Have I seen you before? Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I knew they were gonna watch you. Like right after you went on Queen Sheba's live, I think it was twice now, and this is your third time. I knew like they were gunning for you, especially when you went on Butterfly's live and you told them, well, you said somebody made a video or were trying to throw shade or shots at you. I forgot her name. Hey, hey, unpopular opinion. Um, yeah, look, I'm going. Like I said before, I'm trying to stay as cool as a cucumber. But Queen Sheba and the hyenas in the palace, what you all did wasn't a boss move. In actuality, it was a bitchery, peasantry, bingo brigade move. That was some fucked up ass shit. And sorry for my French. If you guys want to call me ghetto, so be it. I don't give a fuck. Oh yeah, something did happen. But she literally called my name and invited me up. And I knew that was gonna happen. Like I knew that wasn't a good idea. That's why I was like, when people were sending me her videos before, I was like, please don't send me her videos. But when I found out in Unpopular Opinions Live that you were in Queen Sheba's live, I was like, oh, this is not gonna be good. Oh yeah, okay. She was being messy. That was being messy. But like, yeah, that was a bitchery, peasantry, bingo brigade move. And I know bitchery is not an actual word, but whatever. It is what it is. Um, I see Queen Sheba that you were really feeling yourself in your life. You were feeling yourself, Queen Sheba, in these lives with the lies you're creating that you're creating in that small head of yours. You really need to be careful about the lies you're creating in your head. It's not looking good for you. Anthony Lofty's, whatever you have on this lady, I can't wait for it to come out. Because hearing her hyenas mention in her live that you and Stormy doxed her is seriously frustrating. If anyone doxed me, my full name, my home address, my job, or bank information, I would definitely pursue legal action. I will milk you fucking dry. And look, I accept monthly and bi-weekly payments, okay? I don't give a fuck. If you dox me, I am suing the bricks off of you. It was. She surely did. And the reason why she did is because I didn't like how she came out the Divine. Like I did not like that. Divine just mentioned that she was brought up there. Like Queen Sheba asked her. So you asked her. You asked Divine to come up there to humiliate her and to try to embarrass her. But bitch, you didn't fucking do that. It was actually the opposite. You looked dumb, and your hyenas look dumb as well. Sorry, I'm just really passionate, you guys. Sorry about that. She went up there along with the hyenas, and they were gunning for Divine. I don't know the timestamp, Unpopular, if you want to go check it out, but because I think they're still going on. But yeah, I don't like what they were doing to Divine. It was cowardice, and it was a bitch ass move. Yeah. I'm looking at these comments. She did. She really did. But I was like, yeah, this is it was getting me tight. I was like, yeah, let me hurry up and log off because I don't like how they're coming after her. Yeah. I'll put the link in the chat if anyone wants to come up. Again, I'm only gonna do this for 30 minutes. Yeah, that and they're still bringing up old stuff. Now they're talking about the anti-millimeter, I guess tribe or cult, whatever they want to call us, are now coming. I guess now coming. Wait, well now I'm sorry, I'm kind of flustered right now. I've been working all day, so they're now saying that we're digging up information about Melody, and we shouldn't be doing that. But I'm like, you guys been doing that for seasons, for years. And now that we're possibly doing this, I guess giving out that same energy, it's a problem now. You don't like it? They are. And they really showed their asses about this Melody and the security guard and him. They really showed their asses with that. Y'all some hoes. Y'all were okay if she was allegedly messing with that man. Whole behavior. Oh, hey, Divine.
Hey, Tyler.
Hi.
Listen, I know I've said this before, but uh, I'm exhausted. I'm retiring. I mean, unpopular opinion, you, Butterfly, a few others, like, I enjoy listening to y'all content, but there is a part of me that just really wants to understand how people lie to themselves so much, like how people abandon the truth and how they abandon logic, right? And I know that I know that trauma bonding plays a role in some of it, but I don't think that's the case with Queen Sheba. I don't think she's trauma bonded with Mel, you know?
Mhm.
And I also don't think that she's just a bad person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she's just like a black woman who just wants to bring black women down. I'm not trying to dissect her
Mhm.
or anything. I just want to understand, like, the intellect that goes behind some of this mindless, conclusions that they come to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to Queen Sheba's whatever, her live tonight, she drew some conclusions that was based on certain observations, like about how Heavenly and Carlos had some disagreements and there was some static in some of their latter episodes, which is
Yeah.
true. which is
Mhm.
true. And that maybe that played a role, and maybe that's why she's done with Carlos. And she just doesn't want to tell the truth. And so they've come up with this elaborate lie, and it's a complete lie. That's where the problem is, because now you're manipulating your audience. Because two things can be true.
Right.
Melody, Heavenly very well could not want to work with Carlos anymore. That is possible.
Mhm.
But it doesn't mean that the Millimeters didn't call her office. It doesn't mean that the Millimeters calling her office didn't play a role in her decision, because it's not likely that there was just one polarizing reason why she made that decision. There could be multiple reasons. And maybe the phone calls was was the needle that broke the camel's back. Or maybe it was an excuse. Whatever it was, the fact remains that Funky Dineva doesn't pull shit out of his ass.
Right, he
He
doesn't.
doesn't make shit up. You can say a lot of things about him. I'm not defending his character. I don't agree with everything he says. I do watch his content. I've been following him for over a decade, so I know his work. He is a credible blogger. He doesn't lie. He doesn't make shit up. And then she was talking about, how Funky, Quad, and Heavenly went out to dinner. And at that dinner, that's probably where they came up with this elaborate plan. What?
Mhm.
Dineva films with them, and they are friends. Carlos cannot film Married to Medicine. They're not going to put him on the show. So, and it doesn't matter why he wasn't at the dinner. The three of them can go to dinner. What makes you think that they went to dinner to have to come up with this elaborate plan about Melody? Number
Mhm.
one, Love and Marriage Huntsville is not even in the radar of Married to Medicine.
It's
And they
not.
are not going to waste their time trying to come up with some scheme to explain the demise of Messy Mondays. That is so manipulative and ridiculous. Furthermore, these people are industry friends, and they have told us that they're not real friends. They have talked about the fact, I mean, they are real industry friends, but they're work friends. You know what I'm saying? They have talked about how their relationships are transactional. They actually use that word. Heavenly and Funky Dineva have both said that they want friendships that are mutually beneficial. And
Mhm.
they explained how they mutually benefit from each other professionally and personally. So they're
Oh no! What happened? Let me go back. I'm gonna put the link back. Maybe your screen closed. That happens if you're using your cell phone. Okay, she's back.
okay. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I don't know what
Mhm.
happened. I mean, it was just like she completely it was just not a full story. Like, yeah, you made some good points, Queen Sheba, but you're leaving a whole gap. And I wasn't insulting her intelligence, but that is an intellectually dishonest thing to do. When you have a platform of your size, I, I just there's a part of me that just doesn't believe that she believes all that. Like,
I
maybe
don't
she's that
think.
manipulated. I
I
don't
think it's.
know.
I don't know with her, but it when I was listening to the live when you were in it, it was just definitely giving me cold vibes. When the hyenas was saying you're speaking to the queen,
Right.
I didn't. I was
Right.
like, and I tried to listen to all of it, but I had to click off.
It's very cultish.
Yes.
I am talking to another woman who I actually have shown a lot of respect. And when I said, Queen Sheba, you're intelligent, that did sound condescending. I didn't mean it that way. My point is, don't play semantics with me. Like, and here's the other thing. I don't have a problem with Anthony, but I just don't follow his content. Like, I've probably seen a couple of his videos.
Hmm.
I've seen some of posts that people have shared. I might have commented on it, but I wasn't in the YouTube streets when all that crap was going on. I know about it,
Hmm.
but I'm new to the YouTube streets. I don't follow Anthony, but the only reason I brought his name up, it wasn't to be messy, it wasn't to insult him. My point is, we have a lot of data, a lot of examples
Digital
of
footprint too.
viewers, right, of viewers who supported Melody doing too damn much. And they wanted that whole conversation, they wanted to derail that whole conversation to try and say that he was never a millimeter. Well, guess
And
what? Funky Dineva didn't say millimeter. He said Melody fans. And
And you
that's
know,
what we're talking about.
but you know what's crazy? They were trying to like, I guess, change the narrative or the definition of a melody fan, or just a fan in a millimeter. That was irritating to me. Like,
It's
we all
stupid.
know you said what?
It's stupid. It's irrelevant. It is completely irrelevant. Now you're trying to tell me that if a Melody fan does something bad, then that's okay. It's not a reflection of the problem because they're not a millimeter. So do
And
you
then
guys have membership?
they try to say, sorry, for cutting you off. They were trying to say that Black Titanic sinking ship was a raindrop. Are you fucking serious? Do I look dumb?
I know, exactly. Just like they said, a person can pretend to be a millimeter and call Dr. Heavenly's office. Well, Titanic can protect Melody by saying, I'm not a millimeter, I'm a raindrop. I mean, come on now. Like, stop it. Like, stop. Black Titanic, I didn't even know this, that she is on a panel. I came across a panel and she was on it. It was like a lot of ladies. So she's still active. Do I sound like somebody who would listen? I don't listen to Black Titanic. I don't know enough about her, but I know that she was a Melody fan. I know that she really disliked the whole cast. And
She
I know
did.
so let's stop playing semantics. That person's not. Do y'all have membership cards? Do you pledge? Is there a sorority? No, you don't. So don't play this game of semantics. It is completely irrelevant. And the fact that you can't articulate and understand that is proof that you are brainwashed and you're in a cult. And so what I'm realizing is, listen, I understand that people say stuff like, and the chat was just saying, all she wants is to cause problems. She doesn't come here and we talk about anything positive. I'm not a fan. I'm not a Queen Sheba fan. I'm not a member. I want to come on and debate. You're correct. Does that mean that I want to be negative and that I'm looking for negativity?
Mhm.
Debating is not negative. It is not it's not even arguing. I am trying to have a normal conversation that is objective and so that we can support our arguments. And then we can decide what might be right and what might be wrong. And I started the conversation by giving Queen Sheba so much like credit to the stuff that she was saying. Like I agreed with a lot of the stuff that she was saying. She actually opened up my perspective a little bit that yeah, there probably is a lot more behind, Heavenly's decision. But let's get some things straight. Heavenly has been doing this blogging thing way before Messy Mondays. She's been on her platform for years.
Mhm.
Heavenly loves mess. Her friendships she has lost close friendships because of her platform, and she still didn't quit. She and Simone, their friendship was tarnished. She and Contessa were really close friends. Their friendship ended because of her YouTube. It wasn't until her husband told her to take a break that she took a break. And it wasn't until Bravo made her set some boundaries that she set some boundaries. So it makes complete sense that her business being interrupted by phone calls
Mhm.
would cause her to shift gears, would contribute to the reason why she's shifting gears with Messy Mondays. I mean, it's just, that's my own point. Heavenly is not, and then Queen Sheba just painted this picture of how Carlos was just using Dr. Heavenly because that's what he's like. She said that he cannibalizes Black women, because
What?
of what he did to Mel, as if Melody is
What did
not
he do to
simply.
Mel? What exactly did he do to Melody?
Well, she brought up how Melody called Carlos a toxic leader because
Because
because she said he was biting the hand that feeds him. So Melody is feeding Carlos. Does not that they
Melody
have a
is feeding
mutual
wait, let me
right?
just tell you something. Let me tell you something. My boyfriend and I have been like binge watching reality TV shows. Every reality TV show, black reality TV show that I was watching that came out like mid 2000s, Carlos King produced. So what the fuck did exactly Melody feed? Like, how did she contribute to him? How did she help him? He's been in the game for years. That's an insult.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, listen, yeah, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Melody is part of the brainchild behind that. I'm not going to say she doesn't get any credit. We know that he wanted an ensemble cast, though. So we know that she wasn't the complete brain behind it. she wanted to have that show with her, and we know that I don't have to go through that. We
Right.
know the history. We know that, it was going to be a show just about her and Martell, and that failed. Her pitch failed. But he said, "Go find some friends."
Because it's not
And
enough.
yeah, and their friends had to join by their own merit. It's not like, Mel just said, "Here you go, pick these four, pick these two couples," and then he said, "Okay." No, they had to they had to show up and show themselves approved as well. So, it's just her painting this picture of Heavenly being some victim, and how Carlos used her and looked around and realized that she wasn't gaining anything from it. And stop the cap, like my son says, stop the cap. Like,
If she
Heavenly
thinks
is
that
Heavenly
Melly,
is street smart. Heavenly is not some meek, naive chick. She is a dentist. She
she has to
is
go to school for
successful. She
that.
does not need this shit. She
Mhm.
does this shit for fun. She admired Carlos. She wanted to learn from him. She wanted to have this experience with him. It was a mutual relationship. And it's just mind boggling to see so many people, you know, be manipulated and but I get it. It's a cult. It really is a cult. It is no different than Jim Jones. It's no different than these mega churches out here that's got Black people mentally enslaved. It's the same psychological warfare, man. And there's a few people out here that's trying to alchemize that energy. I just came across Inner Alchemist. I wasn't really listening to a lot of her content, but I was able to
Mhm.
see some of her old stuff. And there's some good conversations out here. But at the end of the day, this space is just dark and
It is.
um
I actually said,
brainless.
after Friday, after I do that live about like Tasha K and the Melody's allegedly her side piece. I mean, the guy she's having an affair with. I was actually going to take a break from this sector
Yeah.
because yeah, it has became too much for me. Um, yeah, just like I was I purposely went to the other side, minus Queen Sheba, to look at others people content, and just the stories that they were coming up with was just blowing my mind. Like, how did you come to that conclusion, that narrative of like Letitia, Marcel, Kimmy? How did y'all get to that conclusion? So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to take a break before the show starts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and because I know people are going to come in and listen to this live, right? Because they talked about me for an hour. When I
They talked
left,
about you for
the,
a couple days.
not only did they talk, and this is not me bragging, I'm just saying how triggered they are by because see, here's the thing. This is the thing. Their dark shadow selves that is trauma bonded and brainwashed completely disagrees with everything that I'm saying. But there is a part of them in their subconscious. The God that is in these people knows that they fucked up. And they know that that's why they're triggered. Because if they weren't, there was no reason to talk about me for an hour after I
Mhm.
got off of her live. And not only that, Queen Sheba is very irritated. Number one, because her people jumped in and ended the conversation, and she realizes that they were backed into a corner, and that I drove a point home, and that their argument was millimeter versus Mel fan. Like, she knows that that's weak, and so she said, "We're going to talk about this in members only in the morning." So they're having a meeting, they're having a cult meeting behind the wall in the morning. She said, "We're not going to talk about Divine Femme anymore. I'm not granting my platform for her. I've worked too hard for this platform. We're not going to make this conversation about her. We will talk about this in the morning behind the wall." So they're having a meeting in the morning to
In the
debrief
morning, you waking
our
up in the morning with
conversation.
that? That's crazy. You waking early in the morning with
Yeah,
some
but
mess.
listen, as God is my witness, I will not go back over there. I will not. You know, if Queen Sheba wanted to have a one-on-one conversation with me as a grown woman, I might consider it, but she really think that I was about to have a conversation with her angry panel with all these women telling me that I'm being disrespectful and I'm being passive aggressive. How old are you? You mean to tell me that you need to manage my tone? You need to
Hmm.
manage my personality? You think that what do you want me to do? Not be First of all, I'm not being passive aggressive. I'm just not I'm speaking plainly and I'm unemotional. What do you want me to do? Be angry and curse and call people names like y'all do just because I disagree with you? No, I'm going to speak calmly. That's not being passive aggressive. That's being an adult.
And what's so funny is when you were presenting like facts or talking about like the digital footprint, they still wanted to deflect. Like they didn't want to, I guess, bring that up. Cause like I literally posted two screenshots today of the digital footprint. And I bet you if you brought that up, they'd be like, oh, that's not
You're
a
right.
millimeter.
Oh,
That was just
right.
a Melody
Right.
fan.
Right, 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 right. You're right. And I was gonna. I listen. I had a lot of. I didn't. I only had one point, really, really, but I was prepared with a lot of examples. I mean, Scotty today talked about how. I mean, his live. I sent him a super chat when he mentioned it because it really touched me. Like he said, when he was, challenge, criticizing Mel, he would get DMs of people saying, "I hope you get SA'd," and how
What?
triggering that was for him because he had experienced that in his life. And he's a
Oh
young man. So
God.
I don't know how old he was when that happened to him, but I'm sure he was a child. So
Oh
that
God.
that touched me so much today. And so I wasn't just I shouldn't have maybe I shouldn't have started off with Titanic and Anthony Lofty's, but my point was we have multiple examples of people violating people's physical space, their personal lives, sending them threats, doing horrible things online. So for you all to act like it is completely unrealistic that somebody would call Dr. Heavenly's office, do you are you really truly being honest here? You know that you're not. You know that at the end we don't know shit. We don't know what happened. We don't know. But we do have some examples. And in life, that's how you draw conclusions based on past history, repeated behavior, patterns.
Even if you have
And they
all the
could
evidence to present, they're not going to believe it. Unless I guess they wind up on the news. That's the
yeah.
only way.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is bullying, harassing, and targeting that, yeah, that can get you arrested. And I think somebody has to get arrested for it to actually happen.
And I see that UOP is in the chat. I mean, it's obvious that, they are being really silent about her documentary, and that's fine because, you know,
But I know they watched
that,
it.
that
I know they
oh, they
did.
definitely, oh yeah, they did. I Not only did they watch it, they screen recorded it and they're sharing it with each other in their Patreons and behind the walls so that they can all view it, but UOP won't get the views. That's what they're doing. They're
Oh,
doing that on social media. They're finding ways to. That's what they do with that's what they do with channels that they don't want to support, but they want to be in. So they're definitely watching it, but they're doing it in a way that doesn't bring attention to it. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to encourage T to continue to review it. But I do understand now. Listen, this didn't impact me at all. Okay. Number
mhm.
one, because I don't show my face on the internet. And that's not me being a coward. That is me protecting my life and my family.
Yeah, so you don't have to
And
be
why the
doxxed. Yeah.
right, exactly. But he shows his face. He has to deal with that emotional trauma that comes from people doing this cyber bullying and stuff like that. But, you know, it was really sad to listen to Scotty basically admit that he censors himself, and
Mm.
and I really was trying to encourage him not to do that. But when it comes to someone's mental health, they have to do what's best for them. And so with him sharing that example of how he was triggered by somebody wishing, you know, SA on him, and that was a past traumatic experience, I can completely understand. how
Mhm.
that would cause him to censor himself. And that is so unfortunate because that affects his success. Like when you censor yourself, you're not being your authentic self. And so it is going to affect how you show up and how people receive you. And even eventually I'm sure he'll grow out of it.
Mhm.
But the toxicity in this sector is just it's palpable. Like it's really, really, really sad. And I just want to encourage UOP to continue her work. I know that she is. I know she's not going to take a step back. I hope she knows how important her work is. It's not about bashing Mel. It's not about being right. It's not about picking a side. It's not about any of that stuff. But
Mhm.
it is about, telling the truth and bringing an end, even if it's just for a few people, to look at things differently, to how people are being psychologically, energetically, spiritually manipulated.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know unpopular opinion. I think you said you're gonna have like a 3-part or 4-part series. Well, you can comment under like how many episodes it'll be for the series. Either way, like that's kind of creepy of them to just screen record it and then share it amongst the membership. That's just weird.
Yeah, and I know that you're not doing it for views, UOP. I mean, I'm always windmilling, and people say stuff like that. There's actually somebody in a Facebook group that shared it, and the person said, "This is just somebody who doesn't have a lot of views, sharing this information, trying to get views or whatever."
Or
And
their go-to is about like trying to make a bag.
yeah, I commented. I mean, not everybody's not everybody is trying to make a living. Anyone who makes a living off of Love and Marriage Huntsville on YouTube,
Oh,
it I'm not gonna even finish that segment. I'm not even gonna finish it.
that's why I have
Because
to.
there's on
That's why I said in the beginning of this live, like this is not my 9 to 5. If anything happens to it after anyone's like sees this live or these other videos that I have, so be it. Because I
yeah,
actually have a 9 to 5 job, but I have a career, so this doesn't mean anything to me. The only thing I care about is TikTok. That's all.
yeah.
Let me see who's
Yep.
talking to you. Yes, the story has to be told. Yeah, like I can't wait till you release the second part. When you was playing Eminem in the beginning, I was like, oh shit. I remember that music video. And then you had Selena in there. I was like, oh, okay. They are really gonna be gunning for you. However long it takes. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. If anybody else wants to come up, I have like 10 more minutes. If not, then we could just end it. I'll put this link in the chat.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I owe Anthony an apology. But I didn't feel good about him becoming such a topic. You know what I mean? When he was just one of several examples that I was going to be sharing about male fans and, you know,
No, I knew like when I
oh
listened to you,
gosh.
when I was listening to you, I understood what you were trying to convey.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I
it really was not about him because like I said, I was not active on YouTube during that time.
hmm,
I can't argue and about somebody about who did what and what order. But what I will say is I saw Melody's live when she read text versus text of how she was painting the picture and she used words like obsessed. You know,
hmm.
she basically painted him as an obsessed fan. So now you want to tell me that, but he wasn't a millimeter? What?
He was a Melody fan, not a millimeter.
Right. And if a millimeter is a fan who goes above and beyond to defend, then I believe he fits the at that time he fit the definition, whether you want to admit it or not. Have you ever heard? Well, what we're not going to do is slander because have you ever heard himself refer to himself as a millimeter? No, I have not. But he was a Melody fan, and by Mel's own admission, he was obsessed with her. And at the time that he was obsessed with her, that was the season in which he physically went into the home of another cast member for the sole purpose of publicly embarrassing them on the internet. And that was in the vein of being a Melody fan. These are actual facts. And the same can be said for multiple examples. So that was my only point.
No, I completely understood what you were saying. I just knew like once you said his name, that was going to open the floodgates for them to switch the entire narrative and to like I guess push away from I guess the point that you were trying to make.
Yeah.
Hold
Yep.
on. Said define me all work in the they failed to realize why the Melanies got the bad reputation. Yeah, they keep forgetting that. And you know what? They keep on saying there's a reason why we defend Mel. Yes, we all know why you guys defend Mel, why the Melanies were created. But what's going on right now? What's happening now? Why do you guys have a bad reputation now? They seem to like
Hmm.
forget that.
Yeah, they're going to record this live here. At least one of them is listening now.
Hi,
They're going to
Eve.
record. They're going to record this and they're going to play it in their members live meeting in the morning. I'm telling you, I'm not
That's fine.
exaggerating.
Well,
I left off of their live. They talked about me for I don't know at least an hour, if not an hour, 40 minutes. Okay, I don't want to be wrong, so let me not say an hour. I'll say
just
40 minutes.
just know like
And
if you
then
guys record this, just know that I have so many screenshots of all the shit that you guys did for the past like well these 2 seasons. I have a lot of screenshots. And I'm not gonna put their name out there, but I literally just talked to someone about I guess their experience with the millimeters, and one of them, I guess a millimeter came up to their house or like called them. So just know I have this information. Don't test me. Don't test me. I'm telling y'all, do not test me. But that's all I gotta say.
yeah.
Wait, and it has been delivered. She saw him out and paid a consultation fee. He got them on. Wait. Who sought them out? She saw him out and paid a consultation fee. Who? Oh yeah, somebody asked has a question for you, Divine. Divine, we wanted you to ask why and how the Melomers got such a negative reputation. I wanted to hear what they would say. Oh, yeah. They I think they would have like changed the question. I will change, I guess not change the question. I'm sorry. I'm like still like flustered from work. I want to hear what they would say. I don't think they would have responded to that question.
Yeah, it would have just been some rhetoric, you know. It would have just been some rhetoric.
Oh, I know the cousin who you're talking about. I have screenshots from her too. If this is the cousin that I think it is, because she's weird too. She's the same one that had a picture of hashtag millimeter on her page. I thought that was weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just yeah, that story of Carlos being strategic and going to funky so let's break this down real quick.
Hmm.
Let me explain what they're basically accusing these professional, busy, booked and busy people of doing, okay? So Cardi B, someone called CPS on her and, said that whatever, she was neglecting her children.
Hmm.
Funky Daniva goes live every night. So Carlos saw the Cardi B story and then called Funky Daniva and said, "Hey, when you do your show tonight, are you going to talk about Cardi B?" "Yeah, I'm going to talk about Cardi B. Why? What's up?"
Hmm.
"Well, I want you to throw in another example of fans doing too much and make it about the millimeters and say that the millimeters was calling Dr. Heavenly's job. And so now we can have an excuse for why Heavenly quit the podcast several weeks ago." "Oh, okay. Well, let me invite Heavenly and Quad to dinner so that we can talk about it." So then the three of them go to dinner and they
Mm-mm.
talk about this elaborate plan and then they all agree to it. And then Funky goes live. Funky goes live and talks about it for 30 seconds. as a random comparative thought? Like,
That was
in
that
what
was
in
so
what
short.
world? In what world is that a possibility that that is how this played out? I
That
mean,
was so
this
short. He didn't even talk about them as much. I was like, that was very short.
it was so stupid. I mean, just so incredibly stupid.
Mm, mm-mm.
And then she was saying how Carlos is not in. He's not in the clique. Quad, Funky Dineva, and Heavenly, they're real friends. That's why they was at dinner. That was the plot.
So I just
That was when they came up with this elaborate plan because Carlos was not invited.
I just want to know, how does she know that he's not part of the clique? Where is she getting this information from? Who is your connection to Carlos King for you to know that?
Right.
Because it makes no
Oh
sense.
yeah. All of this is strategic. It's all strategic. But anyways, I'm not giving them anymore. It is late. I'm about to go to bed. Thank you for going live. You gave me an opportunity to vent, get this out of my system. I'm gonna
No
say my
problem.
prayers. I'm gonna pray for the cult. I'm gonna pray for myself that I can resign from my position and move on about my life and just be in the bushes. I'm over it. I'm over it. There's nothing else. There's no work left for me here. There's nothing else
Yes.
left for me to do.
I think, yeah, same after Friday, after I make that live, I think I will be taking a break until the new episode returns. Um, yeah, because this is a bit much.
Right, UOP. They were and they were also filming. Why would Carlos be with them if they're filming? They were, you know. Yeah. And my ego is not weak enough to where I'm gonna keep playing these games with them so that I can win. Like, and because Queen Sheba was saying, so you're saying the millimeters are that powerful? I thought the people on the other side didn't think that. You're saying Mel has this much power? The fact that you refer to this as power is problematic. This is not power. This is abuse. Abuse and power are not the same. People doxing people, harassing them, and people wanting to avoid that is not evidence of a powerful or influential person. The
And that says a lot
mind
about a
fuck.
person's character too, for doxing and then creating false scenarios and creating certain narratives. That says a lot about your character.
Yeah.
But there are, hold on,
Yeah, it
Lady
was a
Rose.
lot of gaslighting, Lakeisha. A lot of gaslighting. I mean, that is what happens anytime I go over there. Queen Sheba has this style where she thinks that she's slow walking, is what she called it tonight. You gotta slow walk people like a dog, right?
And that's
Where
why I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I
right, and
read
how
to
she
yours, and then after a couple of minutes, I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Disconnect.
Yeah, she talked about being a Scorpio, and that's how Scorpios are. They wait, they take their time, and then they attack. You don't even know that you've been bitten by a scorpion, and all this bullshit. Queen Sheba, I have now spoken with you 3 times, and you have never once made an objective argument with me. You have never debunked or or you've never debunked any fact or objective opinion that I've shared with you. You haven't. What you've done is deflect. And you've asked me these gaslighting questions to help drive home your narrative. And that is just very, very weak. I want you to know that. You present as a person who is very upfront, you speak plainly, but for some reason, when you're challenged, you revert and you try to mind fuck and you play these gaslighting games because you know that your audience has a very low IQ. And that's not me insulting them. I guess that is insulting. And maybe that's why they call
No,
me
that's
passive
fine.
aggressive.
That's fine. You can
I'm
say
not,
that.
yeah,
You
I'm not trying to be mean. What I'm trying to say is they're not deep thinkers. You know what
They're
I'm
not
saying?
critical thinkers. They're actually bird brains. That's what I said. That's
Yeah.
what bird brains. You don't have to say it. I would say it. You guys are bird brains. But I actually have to go, you guys. I did this live mainly because I did not like how they were treating you in Queen Sheba's live. I did not like that energy. I did not like that vibe. And if she wanted to have an honest debate and she brought you up, she shouldn't have. She should have handled it right. That was completely distasteful. And for the
Right.
hyenas, you don't have to say it, but you guys are some bird brain ass bitches. I said what I said. But
Right. And my final point is this. You invited me up on your panel. I think your literal words was, I want everybody to come up. Everybody. That includes you, Divine Femme. And I had not made one comment in your chat because I'm pretty sure your mods have blocked me from your chat. I did not make one comment. So you didn't even know for sure if I was there listening, but I was. So
mhm.
you invited me to your panel. Because you did, you need to treat me like an equal opponent. Don't invite me to your chat and then tell me that I have to play by your common rules of having panel discussions with these people who aren't contributing to a real conversation. That's you being weak, Queen Sheba. You're not wanting to go one on one with me like we've done both times before. You should have kept it one on one, and I think you know that now, and that's why you're having your behind the wall meeting in the morning. The next time, if there is a next time that you invite me to a conversation, let's keep it between the two of us because that's how it was the previous times before. I've never had to engage with your people, your auntie this and your auntie that, and I'm not trying to have no conversation with people telling me how to talk and how I'm coming off and
And
all
you're
this
speaking to the
petty
queen.
bullshit. Right. Yeah, come on now. No, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. So, anyways, all right, y'all.
All
Thank
right.
you for going live, Tyler. Thank you for letting me vent.
No problem. I hope you guys have a good night. And I think
All
it's Thursday,
righty.
Thursday tomorrow. So
I
y'all
am
enjoy
Lady
your
Row.
Thursday.
I'm resigning, Lady Row. I'm gonna be around in the bushes. I'm waiting for the documentaries, and I'll probably catch y'all in a few lives here and there. But I'm done. I'm retiring. They ain't got to worry about me no more.
All right. Bye, you guys.
All right. Bye.